Awesome. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Hopefully, I can still let everybody in. I can't see you all because I'm in presentation mode, but put in the chat, can you see the presentation on the screen? Can you guys see it? Awesome. Okay, wonderful. Let's roll. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Steph Warner. I have been with Solex for 4 years. Just this past Friday was my 4-year anniversary on October 10th. And I am so grateful to be sharing the AOScan technology with you. I've been doing this presentation for the past 4 years, and I'll have to say this is maybe the most excited that I've been in a while to do the presentation because we have two incredible guests joining us. And I will introduce them here in just a little bit. But first, I want to share that I am so blessed to have this technology in my life. And it has changed my life in so many ways. It has helped me with so many different health issues that I've experienced, that my kids have experienced, my husband. I tell people that I witness miracles for a living because it is a daily occurrence that I hear from people that their symptoms have dissipated or completely stopped or disappeared thanks to frequency technology. And I do just want to preface all of this by saying that the technology that we're going to share with you tonight is not designed to diagnose, treat, or cure any diseases. We're not making any medical claims here. We're simply sharing our own personal stories and the science and information behind how this technology works. So let's go ahead and dive in. What is AOScan technology? How did this all get started? And how can you apply it to your life? Well, let's talk a little bit about the history. This technology actually comes from all the way back in the early 1900s, starting with Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein when they were researching scalar waves, even Rife, Dr. Royal Rife. But fast forward to the early 1980s, a gentleman named Lawrence Swenson, who is now the president and founder of Solex, was inventing a technology that is now called the theta chamber. He was looking for a way to reverse his son's cerebral palsy. He did not believe that there was nothing that could be done to help his son, who is experiencing those issues of having those symptoms of cerebral palsy. And so he traveled the world to learn what other countries, other cultures, other medicine practices were using to help people like his son. And what he discovered was that light therapy, sound, frequency, and motion-based technology was having a really big impact on people's neurological issues. So he eventually combined all of those into the theta chamber. And he just kept researching and inventing new technologies year after year, making them better and coming out with new and different things. And that's when in 2008, he was in China at a conference and he came across something called the NLS system, which was a bioresonance frequency scanning technology. And the story that he tells is that it scanned him and could tell him in the report to a T exactly what was going on in his body that he was aware of. He was very impressed by this technology. And so he was able to bring it back to the United States, but it stopped working on Microsoft-based computers. The software would no longer upgrade. And so he decided to design his own version of similar technology that is a bioresonance scanning and frequency generating system. Now, this was previously a computer system that cost over $38,000 to invest in. You had to go to a clinic to be able to get a scan. Even in the early 2000s, it took several hours for the scan to perform. And then he wanted to get this technology into the hands of as many people as possible because they saw just how profound the effects were on people's health, on people's emotions. And the very first thing that they wanted to do was incorporate the program called Inner Voice into a phone-based or app-based program. And he was able to get Inner Voice into an app, and then they just kept adding to it. And then in 2021, they decided that they wanted to release these programs to the world. And so they did that by launching Solex. And Solex released AO Scan in that January, and it only had 4 programs. And just in the past 4.5 years, this has now advanced, or 3.5, 4 years almost, this has advanced to now have over 15 different programs, and the price has remained the same. So there is a rich history with this technology. This actually isn't anything new. It's been around for a really long time. It's been tested by tens of thousands of people who have had incredible results. And in case you're new to the field of quantum physics and quantum biology, this is just a quick reminder that absolutely everything is energy. Our bodies, even though they manifest in the physical form, are here because of frequencies and vibrations that create our physical form. So when you zoom in down at the subatomic particle level with electrons, neutrons, and protons, we actually are 99.99999% empty space. And because we are made of energy, our bodies respond really well to energy therapies. Energy therapy is like speaking the language of the body. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We are going to dive in to the AO Scan programs and what they all do and how you can apply them in your professional practice or in your personal life. But before we do that, I want to introduce you to our very special guests this evening. We have Dr. Rose Knippa and her assistant, Brianna Gutierrez, with us. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are going to be like my co-hosts this evening going through this presentation. Why don't you share a little bit about each of your stories, how AO Scan came into your life, and how you've been using it?
So I'm Dr. Rose Knippa. I've been practicing for about 19 years, between 19 years this week in healthcare. I'm a chiropractor. I do acupuncture, a lot of frequency therapies, muscle testing, nutritional response. There are all kinds of different things. And I had a sweet patient come in with this report, and she's like, Dr. Rose, you need to see this. And she, said I got scanned and it has all these things I want you to look at and check and see what's going on. And, let me know what you think. And so it is this beautiful, I'm thinking, I've seen a lot of different reports. It won't be that much. And it was this stack of 27 pages, beautiful graphs, all her chakras, her meridians. And it had everything rated and the emotions that were bothering her. So we did some muscle testing, went through things. I'm like, and this was what? And you did it where? And on a phone? And where were you? Well, I don't understand. And I was familiar with the different biofeedback devices, and had wanted something like that in practice, but it always seemed to be big and bulky and would take forever in a normal day. So when she told me, it didn't take that long and all this information and it's really helping us, and thought, okay, I need to meet this Steph. Need to meet Steph. So I quickly, within the week, had a visit with Steph. She scanned me, found the system found so many different things that I knew were wrong, either genetically, the blood work that would normally be off. I was having some back pain, it picked it up, created this sound file for me to listen to, which was amazing, and calmed my nervous system down. I was having a ton of pain. That next day, I listened to it for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, put it near my back, and then noticed that I wasn't uncomfortable anymore sitting, and my pain was gone. I thought, this is wild. I need this in my space, and I need to learn how this works. And I need to have it, for my patients in the practice, my family, and anyone who will slow down enough for me to scan them. So,
Yeah,
so I brought it into the practice about 2 years ago.
it's about 2.5 years ago.
And I spent almost a year sort of playing around with it, trying to learn all the parts and pieces. And like Steph was saying, they just, as soon as, I don't know, I got a handle of it, sort of, they added something else, and they're adding hormones, and they're adding dental and TMJ, and oh, we need, the they're all these different parts. And I just decided, okay, we just need to start using it with everybody in the practice. Because we had been scanning different people, but not everybody, because we're still trying to understand it. And then realizing, even if we didn't understand all of it, it was still helping so many people that we were already working with. And we could see it with our family and our pets.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the pets. So that was how, and then I brought it into the practice. And
yeah. So my name is Brianna, and I've worked with Dr. Rose for 10 years. I started off as a patient, and then I was lucky enough to be asked to be on her team. And so Dr. Rose is always on the forefront of the newest stuff. I always say she has this really beautiful way of like melding old world and new world. So like the herbs and flower essences and emotions and the spirit part. And then also she's always on the cutting edge of technology. And so when I looked at the reports of the AO scan that one of our patients brought in, it was like exciting. It was one of the things I was most excited about, because I saw how clearly it was going to show people the connection between our emotional state and our physical state, and how those two, just how the emotions play a big role in how we feel physically. And I was like really excited. So, and of course I've been using it myself. I've seen amazing results. And yeah, I'm sure we'll talk more about that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you, ladies. I'm going to jump back into what all these programs are, because they are so exciting, to talk about and to share. Let me just see if I can find where my screen went. Okay. It's not where my screen went. Yeah. Let me grab this back here. Okay. So let's pull up this presentation and we can talk about the different programs in AO Scan and how they work and what they do. All right, there it is. Okay. So lovely ladies. So there are over 15 different programs in AO Scan now. It scans the body energetically. It does a voice analysis with a 10-second recording of your voice. It does quantum bioenergetic scanning, all kinds of really amazing things. But let's dive into one of everyone's favorite programs, which is Inner Voice. Inner Voice takes a 10-second scan of the sound of your voice and analyzes over 10,000 different frequencies in that data, and then identifies the top 4 emotions that are most out of balance for you. It takes that information and then it creates an MP3 file that has the exact frequencies and tones in it that you need to help guide you out of those negative emotional spaces back into a place of balance and harmony. So this helps to improve mood, boost creativity. It helps people sleep better, breathe deeper, de-stress, decrease pain, all kinds of things. And we have amazing testimonials about this program alone. This is one from Tracy, who said that she had lived her entire life in fight or flight due to childhood trauma. With Inner Voice, it was taking her out of it. Her OCD was getting better and better. She's finally understanding what it feels like to relax. This was an absolute life changer for her. And that's aside from being able to sleep soundly for the first time ever. And then another story from Leslie, she had a bad shoulder injury with multiple tears and a dislocation. She recently had an MRI and was absolutely floored when she saw all of the same things on her scan. Also, the intense relief and release that she experienced with Inner Voice brought to her how deeply it was creating change in her body. This is one of our favorite things. I mean, there's just incredible improvements, even in depression, in physical pain, decreasing anxiety, and better sleep. But I would love to hear from you guys. What are some stories or some ways that you're using inner voice in your practice?
So many ways. So because of stress and just how things have been, all the things that are going on in the world right now, and people being busy and everything else, a lot of times patients will come in and they're really stressed or depressed or anxiety. And so there've been times so Brianna, because she sees them as they're coming into the office, sometimes she'll start doing an inner voice scan before they come back to see me, or right after we've had treatment. And so depending on what's going on, if there's pain or, anxiety, depression, any of those things, we'll do a scan after. So I'll adjust, have an office visit with them. They'll go into acupuncture or lay on one of our biomats and get into a relaxed space, and we'll do the inner voice and have them do that.
Yeah, it's one of the best ways to get patients familiar with scanning, because it creates that music for them, that personalized music that they could take home and listen to when they're not here in this space. It's just one of the best ways to like get them segued before we start everything else.
What I love about it is there's continued balancing of their energy as in between visits. So it's this wonderful supportive component that I can have them to be able to calm everything down. So the next time I see them, they're not as wired and tired or depressed or, have anxiety. So a lot of people love how they feel afterwards. And they'll do it, often several times a day. And
That's
so
awesome.
really enjoying that part.
I love that. Yeah, so many practitioners are not addressing the emotional aspect because they simply believe they don't have time to. There's just, they're too rushed. They only see their patients for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. So that's incredible that you guys are able to make the space and time to be able to offer that to them. And kind of segueing along those same lines is MindSync. MindSync is similar to Inner Voice in that it does address a little bit about the emotional health, but it really addresses negative beliefs and the things that like that monkey brain, the stuff that you're saying in your head that is not serving you and your highest potential. So the way that MindSync works is it also takes a recording of the sound of your voice, but it plays it on top of music, and you get to select which song you want to listen to based off of really your personal preference. But the magic with MindSync comes in how your own personal voice recording positive affirmations is played back to your brain. So it's actually played differently in your left ear, in your right ear, by a difference of 8 hertz. And 8 hertz is heard by the brain, and it helps the brain get into a theta state. Theta state is where you're kind of like in hypnosis and about to be into a deep sleep, and your subconscious mind is open to receiving new programming. So this is incredibly powerful because you can actually listen to your own voice telling you new positive beliefs, new positive affirmations in a way that your brain is open to receiving it. And we have just crazy, amazing testimonials about how this is changing people's lives. It's helping people to earn more money. It's helping people to heal faster. It's helping people to overcome really serious fears and phobias. So we love MindSync for that reason. And it's wonderful to pair it with the inner voice music as well to work on both the emotional and the psychological from those areas. Okay, now diving into a different area of the AO scan is supplement library. Supplement library is an area where you can actually customize a database of different supplements that you maybe have in your clinic or you have in your home. And you can enter these in. So let's see, I actually have one of Solex's supplements, Sleep, here. It's very simple. The device, you can tap into your AO scan now on any phone, tablet, computer, or laptop. And by just the tap of a button, by placing the supplement on the screen, it will capture the energetic signature of that supplement, save it into the database. And then when you conduct a scan, it compares the energy of the individual's body to the energy of the database and identifies the top 6 supplements that are most in resonance with them in that moment. Is this something that you guys are using at your practice?
And we were able to not only do the supplementation, but the other services that we offer. And so other treatments. And so we love it. A lot of the times, or some of the times, and sometimes a lot of the times, it'll pick up different supplements I wasn't thinking about that they may need. And so, or that their bodies are wanting, you know, that the energy of. And so that has been pretty fun to see. And
Has
then
this
just
helped you, because I know that you do a lot of muscle testing. Has this helped you to maybe not need muscle testing for supplements?
what I find is because it scans so many different things, then I can look at the report and then go, okay, I can narrow it down to this. So I am not trying to figure everything out and then come up with something right away. Which some days I have more time than others, and sometimes there's a little bit more complications, and if I'm not thinking of, I don't know, the ligament around your left lateral tooth, why would I muscle test that? But it might show up. And so then it would be attached to something else, and then I can chase that if I need to, but it'll help me narrow down. It's made things a little simpler. I still love that my patients are able, I know that they're getting help outside of me. And so my whole goal has always been to put the power of their health and their healing back in their own hands. So educating. And so this just is this wonderful extra thing that they get to have and have support with. So I love the supplement library.
Awesome. Incredible. And, we could probably spend the next 2 days talking
On
about the
Cepheid.
next program, Cepheid, because Cepheid has over 1,500 unique frequencies to choose from. So there's a scanning section of the AO scan, right, where you can analyze the energies of the body and identify where imbalances are present. It analyzes over 170,000 different frequencies in the body and identifies where imbalances are located, and also the emotional connection to those imbalances. But then what do you do with that information? Yes, the AO scan also generates optimizing frequencies, and every time you scan yourself, you receive those balancing frequencies. But if you want to go beyond that and get really specific to the bioindividuality of a person, then you go to Cepheid and you can create custom frequency lists for just about everything. There's positive affirmations, there's hundreds and hundreds of illnesses and ailments, Bach and Bush flower essences. So that's both the European American and the Australian flower essences. There's chakras, homeopathy. I think there's over almost 400 remedies in homeopathy now. Homeoenergetics is great for detoxing and miasms, if you're familiar with those. So there's a million ways that you can use Cepheid. Why don't you guys go ahead and share how you're using it and some of your favorite stories?
Everything.
I always tell people this entire building is just run by frequencies. We can clear the space, and then we can EMF shield the space, and we can send healing, recovery, love, relaxation, just perfect health. We can make playlists for anything. And it's been really awesome when people walk in here and they're just like, oh, it's so peaceful in here. Like we know it's the frequencies for sure.
Yeah. So, and it's like I said, Brianna, when people are first coming in, she can kind of get the tone and of how they're doing if they're having a bad day. So a lot of the time she'll start running frequencies or sending them cephies as they're sitting in the lobby, waiting to come in, to get treatment so that they can calm down. And so, sending love or inner peace. There's my favorite, I had family friends that were sick, and you can send cephies to a location. So I sent basically healing energy to their home, and they were sick with viruses and stomach issues and everything. And within 30 minutes, they're texting going, "What are you doing? I'm feeling better." I'm like, oh my gosh, it works. And I'm in Colorado and you're in Texas, and this is working. And so it's been fun. I have a 13-year-old son, and so we would, test days or game days. I send, his team and, energy to them of just being confident and just so many different.
There's a sports
Sports
enhancement.
enhancement and all of that. So that has been fun.
Yeah.
Has been.
Can we talk about flower essences for a second? That's my
Yes,
favorite
please
thing.
do. Yeah.
My favorite thing on the planet is the quantum flowers. The bush flower essences on their website, they have what is in each of their flower elixirs. And so I call these like our Cephi elixirs. And so you can go onto the bush flower essence, look at a bund, and then program that as a playlist into your scan. And then you can send that to yourself, to your friends, to your family. I send that specific one to my boyfriend. and and he has just gotten like bonus after bonus after bonus. And he's like, I don't know why. And I'm like, I know why. It's definitely part of the Abund flower essence playlist. And as well as like there's like a wealth, there's a prosperity, there's just abundance, self-confidence, all those things that you can put together to send to people remotely is incredible. And I just love making playlists with flower essences. It's so fun.
Yes. Yeah. And our founder, Lauren Swenson, has said just recently that adding any flower essence to any of the frequency playlists that you create really helps to like break through that emotional barrier where somebody might be skeptical or resistant or just thinking that maybe this isn't going to work for them, and sending the flower essence that comes up for them in their scan will really help with that and sort of breaking down those blocks and barriers so that they can receive
I think
it.
they called it the drawbridge.
Yeah.
Bridge. Yep.
Yeah.
So just going into a few of the categories that are in Cephi, we talked about homeoenergetics a little bit. This is the detox. If you experience any of these things, if you have clients that go through and experience any of these things, these frequencies are so powerful because it's not just a frequency for one specific bacteria. Anywhere that you see detox, really this whole entire category, also it's a set of frequencies in one. So like a bacteria detox is a set of frequencies, and a chemical detox is a set of frequencies. And all of them have homeopathy and herbal frequencies to open up the lymphatic system, to support the detoxing organs. So there's more frequencies going on behind the scenes just than what you see here. And these are incredibly, incredibly powerful for people. Yeah, like I said earlier, Cephi is actually over 1,500 frequencies now to support illnesses, emotions, injuries, and more. You can customize lists. You can add up to 15 different frequencies to a list. And when we say a list, we actually mean those frequencies can be broadcast to whoever's profile is pulled up, whichever individual is listed as the target, they can be broadcast to that individual anywhere in the world. They don't have to be on the phone, on the computer, they don't have to be holding anything. That is the beauty of quantum technology, because in the quantum realm, there is no time and space and distance, and it is instantaneously received by that individual. And, like Dr. Rose and Brianna have said, people are benefiting from it from all the way across the country. It's amazing that the testimonials that we have from this. Did you guys want to chat about the homeopathy section at all? Is that something that you're using? Do you imprint?
Yeah, we're
I see,
using
okay.
it and we love it. And there's a scan component under the homeopathy. And so a lot of the times, we'll scan someone to see what homeopathy is popping up for them and then create those, whether it's the sugar pellets or put them in water. And it's great for little kids who, where you wouldn't want to do an alcohol tincture or they're, little babies. You could do water and do droppers, which is fantastic. And there are several homeopathic remedies that I would use pretty regularly and have supplies of it in hand. And so now it's been so awesome to have this huge list database and then be able to create more than just the one, or have them go to Sprouts or wherever to pick up one of the remedies. So it's been super fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What I love about it is people buy a bottle of the sucrose pellets from us, and I tell them, if your symptoms subside, bring back the bottle. We can erase it and we can add something new to it. So the one that I have at my desk, I literally am like constantly erasing and putting something new. Like if I have a stomach ache or a headache or stress, overwhelm, anything, and just search by symptom. It's so easy. I feel like even just the fact that people can, from their phone, create their own homeopathic,
It's wild.
just like is already rewiring our brain
Yeah.
to think differently and to take back, our own choice of how we take care of ourselves. Yeah, empower ourselves.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what they're referring to with the homeopathy program, with any of the Cepheid frequencies in any of the categories, you can imprint these frequencies into water, into sugar pellets, into tinctures, into jewelry, really anything that holds a frequency for an extended period of time. You do that by simply placing the object, the water, or the sugar pellets on the screen, whether it's your tablet or your phone. And it takes like just a couple of minutes, sometimes even just a couple of seconds for that to happen. And I have had other practitioners like not believe that this is a thing and test it. And they muscle tested the staff in their clinic to see if like this homeopathy that they have on their shelves muscle test the same as this homeopathy that we just imprinted from a phone into sugar pellets, and it was just as strong. So it really is so powerful that we can take our health back into our hands in this way. One of my favorite testimonials that we've gotten about Cepheid and using these frequencies is about migraines. So Angela says that when she gets migraines, it's usually 3 days in a dark room, lots of medication due to nausea, broken vision, ending up in the fetal position. And with her scanner, when she turns on the migraine frequency, within minutes, the broken vision is gone. And after 10 minutes, it's as if she never even had a migraine. How powerful is that? That's so debilitating to have to live with that. And she also imprints a Cepheid dot, which there's even more ways to imprint frequencies. You can buy these little patches. And she's so grateful and appreciates not losing days of her life and not having to take strong medication. She has lots of other stories, but this one in particular was a life changer. And we hear stuff like this all the time. Okay, there's a few more people still coming in. All right. The newest program that was released just a few weeks ago is multi-scan. You can now scan and optimize with a vitals and comprehensive scan up to 16 different people at one time. So ladies, tell me, how has this changed your life?
Game changer. That has been so fantastic. So we have some groups set up, family and friends, some patient groups, and we can scan them all with, I mean, it doesn't even take,
It's an insane time saver.
I don't even know that it takes 2 minutes.
It
I don't
doesn't,
even
it
know.
really doesn't. Before, knowing that we can scan our friends and our family,
Going in and out.
yeah, going in and out of their profiles, it takes a little bit of time. It's a commitment. So even though I wanted to do it every morning, it just didn't happen. So with the multi-scan, you can add up to what, 15 or 16 people? Okay, up to 16 different people and scan and optimize their frequencies. It takes less than 2 minutes. I do it when I'm brushing my teeth and I'm just scanning my entire family, myself included. And it's just like, it's been so awesome. And to see just the little changes in them even, has been
Yes.
phenomenal. The multi-scan changed the game, definitely.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, as much as I would like to say that I was scanning my husband and my children every day before this came out, I was not.
No way. There's just no way.
And this makes it, I have scanned them almost every single day since that came out. And of
Yeah.
course, you can't have multi-scan without multicast, and now we can send different frequency sets to up to 16 different people at one time. Again, huge time saver. It goes through each individual. You can send as many frequencies as you want to different, lists. This one also includes the Bach flower frequency. It includes the specific tone that they need based off of their inner voice scan. This one is incredible. So I have been loving this. And, you're talking about abundance frequencies. I have an abundance playlist too that I've been sending to everything and everyone. And it's so cool to see those little shifts and changes happening. Do you guys have any stories with that you wanted to share?
The frequency?
With the
Like
multi,
multicast.
I love that it picks up flowers. I think that made a huge difference. I mean, we do playlists all the time, to the Seppi playlist, but after when the flowers were introduced and then doing the multicast and being able to scan so many people and send those energies, it's a big
Yeah, I call the
shift.
multicast the frequency elixir because you have the flower frequency, you have the playlist, you have the affirmation, and then you have the tone. So you have it's like a whole system.
Very well-rounded. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. In 30 seconds, it's
Yeah.
done. I
And
can go on with the rest of my day.
Yeah, and I think we're so excited and seen so many changes that for a while we were barely even scanning anybody. We're just sending Cephis and doing her
Right.
flowers and doing inner voice, and that was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a great testimony here from Heather. When she started scanning in March, when allergy season began, she had the same symptoms, the runny nose, the sneezing, and using a custom playlist for allergies, it cleared her right up. And when she broadcast through multicast, her symptoms were gone and they did not come back. And I have found that that is true as well. Since I have started scanning on a regular basis, I no longer have seasonal allergies, which is a major blessing. And my husband does not scan every day and he still gets seasonal allergies. So burned.
If there's a difference.
But yeah, there really is this amazing bioindividuality approach to the AO scan, especially really everything from Solex, because you can tailor it to an individual's unique needs, their specific symptoms, whether it's acute or chronic issues that they're experiencing. So being able to have that power to address specifically what's going on for them, in a very simple way that's really just at the tap of a button, is a total game changer. And I really believe that we are revolutionizing the way that people are going to approach healthcare, that we're pretty much like flipping the whole thing on its head, because rather than this like blanket approach of giving everybody the same exact medicine for the same symptoms, we really can get to the root cause and address their specific needs. So let me just see what's next here. Okay, so diving into the vitals scan, this is another scan area of the AO scan where you get to do a blood biology analysis, body systems, meridians and chakras, everything that you see here. It's very similar to doing like a blood work CBC panel, hormone and thyroid panel, and so much more. But this is addressing the energetics of the blood biology. And what some people have found is that when you scan an individual and these frequencies are showing up and their reports are showing that these areas are out of balance, that actually doesn't show up in the blood work until a couple days later, because energy manifests into the physical, and the frequency and the energy that is happening in your bioenergetic field can often indicate symptoms that are about to arise. Have you guys found that that is the case? Have you noticed that pattern before?
Yeah, that it takes a little bit of time before it shows up in the physical. Similar to muscle testing, where something can be off, I'm gonna say like 10%. But on blood work, you're not seeing it, that the organ is dropping, there's a reflex point on an organ or a parasite point or any of those things, but we may not see it in blood work yet, right? So
Mhm.
it's catching things before it becomes a problem.
Yep.
And so we love that. I like that they added in the minerals and the vitamins to it.
Yeah.
Um, Super
Mhm.
excited with the parasites and bacteria and everything else. This is fun, the chemistry scan. And
Yeah, I mean,
so,
keep going. Yeah.
we're looking at that as a physician. Um, and, certain things will be elevated, certain things will be down, but it's when you do blood work, it's a snapshot in time. And so by the time your doctor reviews it, it's a week later, 2 weeks later, unless something's really crazy, they might be calling you. But then it's time. And then there's certain things there's no, besides giving you vitamin D, giving you some iron, but helping with your CRP, there's not a medication that's going to work on that. So there's diet and supplementation and those things. But having any of those elevated cholesterol and triglyceride, anyway, the chemistry scan is fun. We can get detailed into it, but it's nice to see this snapshot right now. What do we need to look at before it becomes an issue? And so I'm was super excited. They just introduced this.
Yeah, this was just
September.
introduced recently, about a month
Yeah,
ago. And this is the one part of the scan where we can actually say, this means elevated
yeah,
cholesterol levels. This means, decreased total iron binding capacity. So it's incredibly, incredibly helpful.
yeah,
We have a hormone scan as well, where we can see where certain hormones may be out of range. And this is something that you can identify on a daily basis. What's amazing about this is, there's a lot of biotechnology out there. There's a lot of wearable biotech out there, things like the Aura Ring. You are never going to get this detailed of information from something like that. And this is going to it has saved me so much time, so much money, so much, questioning, where am I at? Should I get this lab work done or should I not? And then being able to share that information with my practitioner and say, hey, I think this is really out of whack. Let's go ahead and test it. And then sure enough, it is. And then we get on with, supplements and ways to address those issues, rather than like going down the cycle of like testing a million things. So here's another testimonial from Becky. She's so thankful to have the scanner. The last 2 years have been challenging personally, and having the inner voice at least once daily has helped her to stay calm and grounded. The vital scan helps her to look at energies that are out of balance before they become problematic, just like we were talking about. And she loves this because it helps her to stay physically healthy. While those are just two of the scans, they have powerful results, keeping her healthy physically and emotionally. And we all are so grateful for this technology because it's this full spectrum wellness solution that we have in the palm of our hands. It's totally safe and non-invasive for absolutely everyone, pregnant women, because you're not attached to anything. There's no wearable frequencies and energy. It's not a TENS, thing. It is completely safe and non-invasive, handheld, portable, very affordable, comprehensive, and can help as many people as you want with it, just like they are doing in their practice. So beyond just AO scans, Solex has so much more to offer, and really the big message, the vision of Solex as a whole from the way that I see it is that we are in the business of preventative health. There are so many environmental stressors, things that we are surrounded with, and we really need to restore our balance on a daily basis because we're basically like swimming in a sea of EMFs and Wi-Fi and all of this energy that is impacting our physical bodies. So to be able to neutralize that from a frequency perspective is amazing, but Solex also offers other technologies and other supplement lines. And one that we wanted to highlight today is the brand new supplement line AO Core. It's a gut-brain axis supplement category, which with 4 different things for gut, AO Youth, AO Zymes, and AO Biome. Why don't you guys share a little bit about your experience with this and what results you've been seeing?
So they introduced the product during Days of Discovery last month, and they gave us some samples, and we've been traveling, so we're not feeling the best. And I noticed right away, like probably within half an hour, my stomach just felt, and I've taken all kinds of different things over the last 20 years. The bloating was going down. My stomach didn't feel as upset. And Brianna was having the same experience. And then the other person we were with, our other friend was experiencing the same thing, that there was a definite difference. So I purchased it before we left that weekend and didn't want to open up the liquid and the powder. So I was just doing the Biome and the AOzyme. So that's your probiotic, prebiotic, your baseline, and then your digestive enzymes. And noticed, like, okay, that was good. Added in the youth, and then started doing the gut and the postmenopausal belly fat, that I was doing all kinds of things to lose, the exercise, intermittent fasting, all the things I knew to do. None of that had touched it. And just 2 weeks on the supplementation, when I added in, because I was doing them slowly just to see how I would feel on it. And as soon as I added the gut into the full mix, it was like the next day, I'm like, wait a minute, I think my face and my belly definitely, I wake up, I was looking, 6 weeks pregnant. By the end of the day, I'm 6 months pregnant because there's so much bloat, to now all of a sudden my stomach is flatter. I feel less puffy. So, and I was on a different green, and I was taking a different collagen. So I'm loving it. I'm not going to get off of it. And
Yeah.
tastes good.
Yeah.
Tastes amazing. Thank goodness.
Yeah. And so I had a patient who was having some really bad gut issues, more loose stool. And she had muscle tested for it. We had scanned her for it. So I said, okay, we need to do this. I know we've been doing other things, but this really helped me not feel so, like, stomach wise, just felt so much better. And she's like, knock on wood, my stomach is better. I'm not having the loose stools that I have been having. So we're
It's amazing.
It's been fun to to have something that works so well together, and the anti-inflammatory component to it, I think is great as well. So,
I think what's cool is the price point.
oh God, yeah, the price is great.
The price point is great. Because I work with so many patients, like when I get their list of supplements, we go through it, and sometimes we have to like look at the prices, and maybe they can't afford something, or maybe they can only get a certain amount of something. But like this, with all four, you get so much
Support.
yeah, so much support at like a price point that honestly I haven't seen when
Yes.
it comes to like a collagen, anything for gut, prebiotics, probiotics, all that stuff is pretty pricey. Good ones are. And this, I've been able to take out some of my other supplements and just go for this at like a monthly subscription. So I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so
Okay.
glad that you brought that up because I was very excited as well to see that just with AO Youth. AO Youth is a nano collagen. It has minerals in it, all of the essential minerals, and electrolytes. And it also has branched chain amino acids. And I was taking 3 different products that cost me $200 a month to take those things. And those are things that I absolutely had to take for my gut health. And AO Youth on subscription only cost $46. So I can now get rid of those other 3 products, save myself over $150 a month by taking that one. And AO Youth tastes a million times better than what those other
Yes.
things.
In the
Um,
morning, it tastes like orange juice.
yeah, it's like delicious. It's like
Delicious.
better than Gatorade. It's like healthy Gatorade. It's just so good. I love it. Yeah, so this is an amazing new product line if you haven't heard about it yet. We also just wanted to quick highlight, like we said, Solex is constantly innovating new technology, and that previous system that I talked to you guys about at the very beginning, Lauren invented something called the theta chamber. And that has been around for over 40 years now. The theta chamber has this computer system in it that has a ton of programs to help to rewire the brain, to help with things like addictions, dependencies, anxiety, depression, ADD, ADHD, autism, even things like PTSD, Parkinson's, MS, you name it. And so they took the computer system from the big theta chamber that spins and costs $78,000 and decided to just make an external hard drive out of it with goggles and headphones and ear clips for the cranial stimulation. And they made it an incredibly affordable system for only $3,000 that we now can have at our homes or in our clinics to help people with those specific issues. So you guys have just been testing this out and seeing how it's working. What do you think so far?
So I noticed I've been doing it mostly in the evening before bed, and so my sleep is so different. And doing the theta wave setting of it, super relaxed. I feel, I don't know, it's just a very calm, peaceful space. And then we've done it in the morning, and it's just this very calm
Yes.
space when things are a little wild and crazy. And so we just started so Brianna's testing it out. And then we had a couple of patients this week, just today.
Yeah.
And the feedback has been pretty awesome. So we're looking forward to seeing the changes. Just the immediate change, has been pretty fun.
What's unique too is during the weekend of Day Discovery, Dr. Rose and I got to experience the theta chamber. And that was a wonderful experience in itself. You actually get into like this little pod egg and it spins around, which sounds scary to people, but you can't feel it spinning. It's very relaxing and gentle. So I'm glad I got to experience that, because now when we use the AO Hub here in the office, the first time I did it, I would say I almost had it was almost more intense of an experience. And I'm not sure if it was because of what was programmed. I got to pick and choose what I wanted to program into the AO Hub. And when I did the theta chamber, I'm not sure what we programmed.
What they chose for us.
Yeah, what they chose. But it was doing it right before work is both relaxing, but also I have a sustained energy and almost a confidence. And again, it could be what we programmed, which I think was like fear, memory, concentration, probably weight, honestly. And I think it was just those three. But yeah, we're still kind of playing around with it, but we're excited for people to get to experience it. We're using one of our smallest wellness rooms just because I feel like it's kind of like that same
Little cozy
intimate
space.
feeling as like the chamber. And then of course on the infrared mat. So it's just, we're still in the experimenting phase here.
I love that. And, you know, like I said earlier, Solex has so many different tools. We have the Infinity Mat, which is a PEMF frequencies, infrared heat. We have a foot detox. It's a waterless system that is a frequency-based foot detox that raises the internal body temperature to help the body to detox naturally. We have the Infinity Wand, which produces terahertz frequencies and helps to decrease inflammation, pain, helps to regenerate tissue, and produces negative ions. And we have the 660 band, which is a wearable red light wristband that's portable, super affordable, that you can take with you anywhere you go, rather than having to like stop everything that you do and stand in front of a panel. So we really have just so many amazing wellness solutions that are, you know, frequency-based technologies for any issue that you may be experiencing. I just want to give a quick shout out to the Infinity Wand because I recently started using it to blow dry my hair. It blows hot air out. And Brianna has done the same, and we both have like super silky soft hair now. So it has some additional benefits as well. But what
Definitely.
you get when you join our community of like-minded holistic healers and wellness enthusiasts is that we are a team that is on a mission to raise the frequency of the planet by helping people take their health back into their hands. Our vision is that every person who has access to the AOScan technology would be able to achieve that spirit, mind, and body balance of energy to improve their health and well-being, to help to continue raising the frequency of the planet. And we are cultivating a community of high vibing, wise, unique, and beautiful human beings, just like Dr. Rose and Brianna, who you've been able to meet tonight. We're leading with compassion and integrity to make this world a healthier and happier place. And we invite you to join us. So far in the past 4 years, we have grown to over 1,800 strong just on our team. Solex wide, I think there's over 20,000 AOScan users now. But we would love for you to join us. So if anything that we talked about this evening resonated with you, if you can see how AOScan can fit into your life or fit into your professional practice, then we welcome you to do that. And it really is incredibly affordable. The AOScan is only $5 a day to change your health and the life of every person that you know, everybody that you serve. It really is incredibly affordable, especially when you consider, you know, the things like the supplement library where you might not need to use as many supplements, the homeopathy library where you can create your own homeopathy instead of purchasing them, the quantum flowers library where you now don't have to purchase flower remedies and you can make them at home. So we invite you to connect to the person who invited you to this call tonight to learn more and find out how you can start experiencing this technology. I just want to thank you, Dr. Rose and Brianna, for joining us. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to share before we sign off?
so much, but there's just there's just not enough time in the
Yeah.
evening. There's so many stories, so many personal stories that we didn't have time to share. Like you mentioned the wand. What I noticed, what I love about the wand for using it as like from a blow dryer is not only is my hair soft, that's great, but
Fall out.
I used it for 3 days and my hair is not falling out. Like there is no, usually I have like hair
Yeah.
falling out. But I haven't had any like hair shed, which is really cool for me because I had been losing hair at an alarming rate lately, which is probably like a long COVID thing or something.
Yeah.
But so we're excited to like share that with patients too who are experiencing hair loss.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank
I
you,
mean, thank you,
ladies.
staff, for getting all this organized.
Yeah.
We're happy to participate.
And
Yeah,
thank
we
you for all the support. Your team is the best.
Yeah.
The best team of ladies. So much heart, so much support, so much like energy. We just have really enjoyed Team Taurus everything.
Yay. Well, we're so grateful, and it's because we just keep attracting amazing people like you guys, that the frequency of our team just keeps getting higher and higher. And we have just so many talented, beautiful humans on our team. So thank you for taking the time to share with everybody tonight your personal experiences and your stories. And we're so grateful to everyone who showed up tonight. Please be sure to find us on our Quantum Living Facebook group, where we share lots of testimonials about everything from Solex. And then we will look forward to seeing you guys on next month's presentation and hopefully seeing you joining our team. All right. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.